This video is on minor chords in the major scale. If we number our scale, if we use the C scale, I'm going to start with middle C or Do if you use solfège. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. So that's the C scale. Let's number the notes. C is number 1, D 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we know that the primary chords in major keys are built on 1, which in this case is a C major chord, 4, which is F major, G, or 5, which is G, and a G major chord. But what about the other ones? There are other chords that are not used quite as much as the primary chords. That's why we call them secondary chords. How about the number 2? The second tone of the scale is D. The chord that arises is a minor chord called D minor. This is also built on a scale degree, the second scale degree of the C scale. And in all major keys, this chord and the next two that I will show you will always be minor. The chords on the 1, 4, and 5 are always major. This is in major keys. But the chords built on the 2 is always minor. In the key of C, the 2 chord is a D minor chord. The next one I want to show you is 3. So the third scale degree in the key of C is E, and we have the E minor chord. The next one we talked about 4 and 5. The next one that I want to talk about is the minor chord on 6. The 6th tone of the scale, which is in the key of C, is A minor. So we can go from 1 that's built on the first tone of the scale, the C scale, C major. The 2 chord built on D, that's a D minor chord. E minor is built on the 3rd scale degree. F major built on the 4. G major built on the 5. A minor built on the 6. Now, we do have a scale degree left. It is 7. The 7 I'm not going to talk about because it's a diminished chord that comes later, but I'll just say the 7, we'll call it a leading tone because it typically resolves to the key note, which is C in the C scale. So the chords the secondary chords, what we call the secondary chords in the key of C, are built on the 2nd degree of the scale, which in this case is D minor. The 2nd, 3rd, which in this case is E minor, and the 6th. So those chords, if you were playing a classical or non-classical piece in that key, or any key, you will find primarily, probably, lots of exceptions, but primarily, the primary chords will be involved, which will be based on the 1, 4, and 5. And then secondarily, you will find chords built on the 2, 3, and 6 tone of the scale. So knowing scales and knowing the chords in the scale on a piece that you're learning is very important. Thanks.